All right, welcome back. It's a segment I say every week you're waiting for, but I hope you are. And tonight, another great sit-down. I'm joined again, as usual, by my crew. Lou Gelomino, America's Lawyer, is with us tonight. Kara Castronova, founder of Citizens Against Political Persecution. And tonight, very lucky to have a Marine reservist, and my friend Marko Kepi joins us tonight. So much stuff going out there. We talked about it. Kara and I hit the streets this week. We're talking about boosters and the trial and all this other stuff. But a new mandate's come down that General Austin has told all members of the military that they must be vaccinated. There's a military mandate now. And Marko is right in the middle of that, affected by that. Marko, thanks for joining us tonight. Before we get into where you're at on the mandate and the vax and all that other stuff, you're a legal Albanian immigrant. You came to this country to pursue certain freedoms that we now all enjoy. And one of the first things you did was sign up to be part of our military. Tell our audience a little bit why you came here and what the military experience has been like for you, what it means to you.
Thank you, John. So basically, my family came here under political asylum. Back when, when my father was growing up and my mother, the country went from a monarchy, which was a democratic country, to a communism country, a dictatorship. And what the dictator did once he came in, he made sure that everyone's rights were taken away. They started with taking everyone's guns. The moment they took everyone's guns away, they shut down churches, they shut down all religious institutions, they put all the priests in jail, and there was no more Catholic masses for 50 years. So my father, in 1989, 1990, and a few people, they revolted against the government because they wanted freedoms. They wanted freedom of religion, freedom of speech. And they rescued priests out of jails, and they held the first Catholic Mass after 50 years. That sparked a revolution throughout the country. The Pope, John Paul II, came to Albania. Mother Teresa came to Albania. So it really changed the country. It changed. But what didn't change was the politics. The communists were still in charge. It was no longer the ones that were in charge previously. It was the sons, the daughters, or their nieces and nephews. So they went from a communist country to a socialist country. And they still went after people that took down the communist regime. So my family decided to come to America because it's the land of the free, land of opportunities, land where you can make your own choices and not the government make the choices for you. In Albania, you couldn't choose your own doctor. You couldn't choose your own school. You couldn't choose your own profession. The government told you what to do, and you had to do it. You had no choice. So we came to America so we could have those freedoms. And unfortunately now we have so many mandates that I feel like I'm getting a taste of what my parents had back in Albania. Right. You can't choose whether you want a vaccine or not. They're telling you got to take the vaccine.
Marko, I applaud you. God bless you. You come to this country, you and your family. The first thing you do is sign up for the Marines, right? I mean, God bless somebody like you. I think one of the biggest issues we have in this country right now is our young people and our immigrants, some of our immigrants, not all of our immigrants, some of our immigrants, don't appreciate the freedoms that we have here. And here's a young man, signed up for the Marines, appreciates all our freedoms. What really bothers me are the immigrants that come to this country, both illegal and legal. I welcome them all. Especially the legal immigrants. I welcome them all. They're my brothers and sisters.
You welcome the illegal immigrants?
No, especially the legal. I welcome the legal immigrants.
By the way, this is Wise Guys. Okay.
No, I welcome the legal immigrants. They're my brothers and sisters, my American brothers and sisters. I don't care what nationality, what sex, no, anything. They're my American brothers and sisters. What I don't welcome is when you come into this country and then you try to change it. And you try to change it to what you left. Correct. To the thing you left. It's insane to me. It really is. That's the one thing I don't welcome. You come to America, embrace capitalism, embrace democracy, embrace freedom, and stop trying to change it.
Kara, a lot of the, even the pilgrims, we just celebrated Thanksgiving, came here for religious freedom. You're a very faithful person. Could we be going backwards here?
Well, I think so. I think a lot of people that I speak to from China and from Cuba that come here that are immigrants, first generation especially, all say the same thing, that they came here to America for certain freedoms. And now they're starting to see a lot of resemblances in what America is sort of becoming and what they left behind. So a lot of those people are actually conservatives. There's a lot of conservative Cubans, Chinese, and a lot of other cultures that know what communism is, as I'm sure you know. Do you feel like, sort of being here in America now, do you see similarities to what your country once was?
My father said to me one day, he was watching Fox News and NEWSMAX and all the conservative stations, and AOC was on TV talking about socialism, bring socialism to America. And my father said, I never thought that I would take my children from a communist country, bring them to the most democratic, most conservative country in the world, and now he says, my children have to fight against socialism in America. He said, we thought that America was it, that was it. So why are these people, he said, coming from countries that have failed? Communism have failed in every country, and they try to make America now a communist country.
Number one, tell your dad that NEWSMAX is the fastest growing cable network in America. Okay, you get a gratuitous promotion right there, but we don't want to hear about Fox News over here. But anyway, I'm glad Papa Bear made that observation because, I mean, I don't know it. None of us can know it because we're from here. But your father and your family probably saw it firsthand and say, what the heck is going on here? This is what we ran away from. And it's almost the early stages of that.
It's not
right?
just communism, it's dictatorship too. My mom came from the Philippines, which was sort of like a dictatorship, and she came here, she's passed away now, but she came here obviously thinking America was this free country. And I don't think that if she was alive, she would believe what's going on right now, like, us as adults and what we're living through. I really feel like it's just unprecedented in American history, at least recent.
I'm shocked. I've been shocked for the last 2 years that the whole Democratic Party is afraid of AOC and afraid of the squad. The AOC and the squad are kind of leading the Democratic Party. And you know what? Thankfully, they're leading it down a road of destruction because in 2022 and 2024, their efforts are going to allow us to get back into power and put this country on the right track.
I used to actually lead up this mock effort to make AOC bartend again. You know what I mean? That used to be like one of my mantras. But I almost feel like she's good for people like us because it exemplifies everything most people didn't come here for. So it's like she's advertising against her own party.
But the problem with her is, what I've seen so far at least, is that she's making socialism look cool. So the youth, the people in schools that are not that educated,
Great person.
they simply follow her through because they
point.
think it's the new trend or whatever is going on. So, people like me that left communism, we know is the worst thing you can do. But people that are born and raised here and they look at AOC, she's a congresswoman and she's this celebrity from the Democrat Party, they think that's what our country should be going through, and that's wrong. That's
Fantastic
why we need more.
point. I never realized that. You're right. She is the picture for the young Americans, that hip, cool socialist that's wearing $2,000 outfits and walking with the Hollywood elite. They've made her the cool person. That's a great point.
And
Marko.
everybody, she's really charismatic, believe it or not.
Yeah, she is.
And,
Of course she is.
I know a lot of young guys who think she's really attractive. They say,
She
she's
reminds
hot.
me of Evita Peron. Right?
A
That's
lot
what
of
she
people
reminds
think
me
she's
Don't cry
attractive.
for me, Alexandria. No, I'm not gonna say she's hip or cool or like Evita. Evita was like a charismatic person, that
She is charismatic.
inspired a nation. If you ask me, AOC is uniting half the nation
Without a
against
doubt.
Well, ruining a nation,
what she's
basically.
doing.
She's ruining a
possibly
nation, but she has charisma, and she is hip and cool. She's wearing these $2,000 funky, beautiful outfits, and the young people of today,
While she wants to say tax the rich.
Right.
We're going to take a quick break right here. We're going to come back right after this with a little more Wise Guys just for you, and we're going to talk about boosters and the vaccine mandate being forced upon our military now. Will this make us weaker? I think so. Quick break. Back after this. Don't move.